did you be honest? Do y'all remember when Desu and Mero came up on Breakfast Club and DJ Envy pressed them?
No, I do not.
Oh shucks. Get in the culture, boys.
My
you never saw
grandma
that?
just told me about Desu and Mero like a month ago.
You didn't know who they were?
No.
Really? I
swear to.
Do y'all tap in with hip hop culture?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not like crazy, but the times I saw them was the Flagrant podcast.
Yeah.
That's when I caught them together.
You guys are wild.
But what happened? Why did he get
up.
pressed?
They had offended DJ. It was a lot of years ago, but they had offended DJ Envy's wife. They basically called her a gold digger. And then people were on the Breakfast Club. They're like, "Oh, your ratings are going down." Then you just call these two up to just press them. And DJ Envy was tripping on him. Like, he was acting so light skinned, dog. Like, he was getting so mad, bro. You know how he introduced him though? It was like a little kid that just learned how to cuss. He was like, wait, what did he say? Oh, he said, "And now introducing dickhead and asshole." And they're like laughing, like, "Oh, ha ha." It was, I think it was what he called him.
Oh man!
And then he went in and was getting real upset. And then he just storms out like mid interview. And they were low key. I thought they were kind of clowns. So that was my first introduction to them. And just the way they played it off, like they didn't want. I feel like now I have a better understanding. It was probably the relationship with the Breakfast Club with Revolt. They're like, "Ooh, let me not like get back on him," because I'm like, bro, if you keep tweaking on me and I could just say, "Hey, my fault. I didn't know it was out of bounds," then like. That's that. I'm not going to keep saying sorry. You keep getting mad at me and talking like, bro, we could fight right now and get back to the interview.
Yeah.
But either way, the two have separated. Desu and Mero, for those that don't know, they're really big in the culture. They have a huge cracking show. You could compare them to Key and Peele, but they're not really like that at all. They're more like talk show and
like commentary, right?
Yeah, talk show and commentary. But if you're talking about two like big figures in hip hop that are like a duo, you could kind of liken them to that, but different. But either way, they have recently split up. So,
Damn.
To my understanding of their breakup, dog, I'm shocked you guys never heard of them before. Now I feel like I don't know where we're going to go with this. But I guess the overall thought of what their breakup was, people are saying that it has to do with their manager. It was Mero's manager. They had told the manager not to come to production stuff anymore because he had accusations against him. And then Mero sided with him. Desu sided with him. With the company. Other people are saying that the company was basically choosing Desu over Mero. And they wanted to move more forward with him and that he was more the star. I really don't know who was more the star, but I see Mero doing more press right now. And then Desus came out after it was announced. Basically, they started trickling off their podcast or their shows. They started trickling them off. So the fans are going crazy in Reddit. People are like speculating all these things, like what's going on. It started getting less and less volume of output. And then eventually it just stopped. And then I guess in the Reddit, Mero responded, "It's a wrap." And then I think he had a different post. And then Desus was like, "The fans deserve better than like this exit, but you know, it was a pleasure, whatever," and just yada yada. And so now the internet is just going crazy on speculations of their breakup.
I think like, especially because like they signed with Showtime, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, when you get into like,
oh, it was a Bodega Boys podcast. Sorry, that's their pod. They also had a podcast.
Oh, okay. I think like, especially when two people, they've been super unfiltered, like with their content, like in YouTube and everything that they've created is being super unfiltered. So when you go to like a corporate place, they probably want you to like water shit down, right? And feel like them being their most authentic self was probably what got them to that point. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I feel like when you get behind that type of a paywall, they want some shit out of there, you know, like they want some shit that's edited out of there. Like you could see with the Andrew Schultz shit, they wanted his shit to be cut versus him creating something, or he created his whole career behind the jokes that he's created, you know, like it's a little different. I feel maybe Desus and Mero, he's probably in that side of like, yo, you know, I want to keep it the way that we've always kept it. Maybe Desus is in a moment where it's like, we should grow past this, you know? So I feel like I have seen them throughout culture because their names get brought up through other people that I watch. Me personally, I haven't like tapped in with them to watch their podcasts or anything like that. You know, clips will pop up of them, but yeah, that shit, it sucks because it's like I've heard that name for several years. It's not like I don't know anything about them, but it's like I can't remember the things.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's I feel like the last part could be true because that's what a lot of people are speculating about just them. One of them wanting to kind of push forward in a certain direction, but also they've had 5 seasons on Showtime, and they've done well. So I don't know if it was like now they're being censored, but yeah, whatever it is, it's just crazy how like they've been cracking for so long and doing their thing, but then as soon as someone splits, everyone goes crazy. Oh, and Desus also said, I don't give a fuck about none of the Reddit. Essentially, I don't give a fuck about none of the Redditors. The truth is gonna come out, so we'll just wait type stuff. And so I am so curious to hear the truth, but I guess I'm one of the people, bro, because I didn't really tap in with them like that. And I'm like, whoa, we got to figure out what happened here, but no one really knows. But speculation is so useless when you see all the Reddits, like, and now they're pulling old footage of them seeming to get annoyed with each other, or like finding old ass clips. People would dissect the whole relationship, but I feel like we do that in like all relationships. I hate when a breakup happens and then like people need to like come up with a storyline. Oh, I feel like probably because he was like that and she would be like this, and someone would be like, did one of them tell you that, or you just like you're just making shit up? Because I can make shit up too, fine.
Yeah.
But that's what Mero was saying. He was like, nah, we're just going different directions. He went on an interview for like a radio station, and he was asked like, hey, why did you guys split up?
Yeah.
Very plain out. He was like, yeah, we just want to go different directions. We see our brands going differently. I got kids, and he wants to do his thing. I want to do my thing. So why can't we just take that at face value and say, okay? Because honestly, that is what it could be. Like, okay, me and my manager are siding more with the company and how we want to shape the next couple shows that we got going. And if I want to stay my expressive self, as people were saying, then he could do that. So it kind of makes sense for the both of them. It doesn't have to be like, he was getting annoyed by him. Maybe, yeah, but he's known him for so long. Like, you think now, 7, 10, however many years later, it's now a problem? Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Try to, like, play into the emotional side of it. Like, nah, it could really be a business decision that benefits both of them in the near future,
I just think
like
people want more.
each other.
I think,
I feel like they're not fucking with each other. Just so the fact that, like, the storyline is that it wasn't him and his manager getting along with it. It was the Desus siding with the company, and the company not fucking with their manager, but Mero was closer to the manager, and so I guess that was what pulled them apart. But that's cap. Like, that definitely does sound like a lot of PR. Like, that's a little too simple of a story where it's like, oh, he can't come to the broadcasting or whatever. Nah, I'm done here. Like, that doesn't really make sense. Y'all have been building this for so long and have such a huge fan base, but it's got to be something else. I'm curious if it'll ever come out. They've both done a good job of not saying too much, but when you hear Desus saying stuff like, the fans deserve better than this ending, and it's like, yeah, bro, there's definitely some, I feel like there's got to be hurt feelings in there.
It doesn't sound like it's horrible, it doesn't sound like it's not like they're breaking up in a way that it's like their last, like, it's not like the Joe Budden breakup, He's like, you're fired, son. Like, it's not like on air they're doing it. I kind of like that. I like that they're good enough homies to not do something like that.
I feel like they do owe something to their fans, though. And also, I forgot. Here's
like something together.
Yeah,
like they should make like a clip or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The manager was accused of, in parentheses or quotes, asshole behavior, including bullying, screaming, and generally making people on the show feel bad. Per the report, which claims Desus agreed with the Showtime decision, but Mero felt loyal to Lopez, whom he had worked with for years. Yeah, bro, it seems pretty bad for the fan base, like trickling down of the podcast being put out, and then I don't know if they could feel tension. They probably could, and then eventually just nothing happens. And that was last year in November, and we're just now finding out, like, oh, it's a wrap, bro. It's like 7 months later. What the hell is going on? I do feel bad for their fan base. You know how fan bases are, bro. You're on Reddit nonstop going crazy.
They're hurt. You guys use Reddit a lot?
No, I'm not good with the interface, bro. I got to figure it out.
I don't even understand it because they have like communities and shit, but there's certain communities, like if you look at like the Fire and the Kid or Brendan Schaub, they go
super toxic,
bro, super toxic, but it's so entertaining, So I hope their page, I hope they do end up like going and doing their own thing, and they do find a way to give something back to the fans.
Because that's cold. You just find out like, yeah, it's a wrap. Like, dang, bro.
It's like how many years? Like 10, 12 years? Bro, that's so sad. It's hard watching like people
like Bobby Lee and his girl. They just split. I'm sorry for saying his girl. I'll put the name somewhere. I forgot it. Yeah, so they split, and they had like a whole sit down episode where they explained to everyone what was going on. It was like real emotional and stuff. Then it ended up being like funny at the end. They started joking and stuff. They're not splitting up the show though, so it's a little different.
Oh, so they got to see each other every day.
Yeah, they're still gonna be like best friends and stuff, and they feel like they're more honest and open than they've ever been. But the point is, something like that would be nice for the fans. Like, honestly, for you guys to just quit it all right there. But who knows? Maybe there's contractual stuff, but
and
that does
tensions
suck.
are probably high right now. So it's like give him a few more, I don't know, a couple more months.
So this is happening because Mero doesn't want to break up with the manager. But like, why can't they just have a sit down with him and say?
That's
like,
why it sounds like PR. Like, it sounds like
Yeah.
that wasn't the only problem.
Because I would just sit them down like, hey, this is not working as a company, and if Desus is on their side, like if the manager's doing all that stuff, like being an asshole, bullying, screaming at people, they just have a sit down. I feel like Mero as a businessman would be like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. This is my homie, but he got to go for the benefit of everything else we got going on. So.
Yeah,
there's something else.
This also happened with what's the History Hyenas. That's a Chris DiStefano. You know the comedian.
Honestly, I probably recognize him.
If you've seen him, you'll recognize him. He was going through the corporate route, and he's like, he got a kid coming up, so he needs to make money. So he's okay with watering down certain things for TV. His other homie, he was just like, nah, I'm not really having it, and he went his own direction. He's killing it right now. Also, Chris D is also killing it too. I'm just like, okay, hopefully things work out for the best. We could be assholes and be toxic, be like, I hope some shit come out. We need the story for content,
We
but
need
nah.
the scoop.
Yeah. Scoops.
But you can't just leave it so open-ended, bro. You gotta have some type of finish to it.
Just give them some time. Hopefully they reconnect.
Doubt
Shit.
it. It's a wrap. They hate each other. They blew the
You
brand
used to
up.
watch their TV show or Bodega Boys?
I used to watch more of their TV show. They'd have like they'd have clips of different stuff, and then they'd be giving commentary and whatnot. I never watched their podcast, but yeah, they'd have that. That's what got Envy mad at them, because they had a clip of him and his girl or his wife on one of them shows, and they were like stopping it, and they'd make comments and stuff, and then they just made a gold digger comment, and he was not fucking with that, because I guess because his wife's like his day one, so he got real offended.
Okay. That I was gonna ask. It would be like, you think Envy got hurt because it was true? Nah.
No, that's why it was like his day one, so he was really offended. But like the reality of that situation is, bro, you easily could have called him. Like, you knew what you were doing by making content. And like, y'all definitely got it jumping with that one. Like, everyone wants to tune in. Like, dang, Envy went off.
Yeah.
That's what they were calling an ambush.